Good afternoon, friends. Once again, we are going to see this. In the previous one, we have studied information what you are going to get after site exploration. After conducting the site exploration, what type of information you are going to get? Order of occurrence, extent of soil. So here you can see order of occurrence and extent of soil. So here it is there. Order of occurrence. So the first order is silt, second is fine, coarse, loose gravel. So like this, when you excavate, and excavation is a part of site exploration. Okay. So here order of occurrence, first silt and fine sand, coarse and loose gravel, last is dense gravel. Like this you are going to get the different orders, as well as depth of soil and what is that, rock strata. So this is typical 40 centimeter, 60 centimeter, 80 centimeter. So like this you are going to get the different depths or occurrence of the soil strata. Second is what? Engineering property. So that SBC and everything you are going to study in the later parts. Okay, groundwater table. Okay, now in this one, next part, this is an example of site exploration method, and the method name is trial pit. That method name is trial pit. So is there only one method to site explore? No. So there may be multiple methods to conduct the site explorations. Okay, sorry, to conduct the site exploration to get the information. So we are going to see what are the different site exploring methods. We are going to see what are the different site exploring methods. So we have very important from your exam point of view. Okay, from your exam point of view, open excavation. First is open excavation, second is boring method, third is subsurface soundings, geophysical method. So these are the methods of site exploration. You can expect one question from this concept. Okay, explain the different methods of site exploration, or list the site exploration method and explain any one method in detail. Okay, so we will see open excavation. Okay, see here the technology used is increasing as you go this side. For open excavation, not much technology. Boring method, you require a little bit higher specialized techniques are used. Subsurface soundings, you may require some electronic machine. Geophysical method, you may require some electronic as well as recording data methods. Okay, recording data type of instrument. So as you progress these things, you'll understand the techniques are becoming a little bit higher type. Okay, higher version. So now first one, what is this? Open excavation means what? When you, by the general understanding of this word, open excavation, first method, open excavation, or what you have seen, trial pit. What you are exactly going to see? There is existing earth, you simply excavate this portion. First you excavate this much, you going to dump it somewhere, again you come here and again you excavate, again you excavate, again you excavate. During the excavation, you are going to record the type of soil here, whether it is a silt, okay, next whether it is a fine sand, okay, whether it is a gravel sand, like this you going to record. And after recording also, this is open, no? After excavation, it is going to become like this. And it is an open trench. From here, if any person goes here and stands here, he can see, different order of strata or different depth of strata. So it is very open and visible. You can easily check the things. And also you can easily assess the groundwater table here, whether it is the water is coming from here or here. Okay, so open excavation will give a detailed information. Okay, but it is costly method because you cannot excavate a larger quantity as a part of exploration work. Exploration means what? You understand the meaning of that one. You are exploring or getting the data for further design. This is not the final. Okay, so for the preliminary stage only, To check the conditions, you are just checking some sample kind of a thing, okay, whether all the students are attending the class or not. You check one or two students. So that type of testing is this one. That type of testing is this one, okay. So now what are the points or what you can see in the open excavation is the first one. It is the cheapest method generally considered suitable for shallow depth. Means what? When the ground is here and maybe up to 3 meter, only up to 3 meter is the footing which is coming in next stage. For only shallow foundation, open excavation is suitable. There may be one type of foundation which we generally call as pile foundation, which is very deep. For this type of foundation, to explore the condition, open excavation is not suitable. Because it is only suitable for shallow depth up to 3 meter. Is it okay? Okay. Second point, you can see now. Second point, the cost of open excavation increases with the depth. Okay, for 1 meter depth maybe 100 rupees, maybe 2 meter depth maybe 1000 rupees. Like this, it is going to increase the rapidly. Cost of excavation, it is going to increase rapidly. Okay, so in this method, pits are excavated at the site, exposing the surface, exposing the subsoil surface. Okay, so we have seen, no, we have seen after excavation this trench, you can see, no, you can see all the things. That means what? Exposing the surface, exposing the subsoil surface means what? For this portion it is subsoil, no, for this it is everything is subsoil, but when you come here it is exposed for this area, it is exposed. So open excavation will expose the subsoil conditions. That is the point here. That is the point. Okay. So you can collect the soil samples different level. Okay. So excavation. So as you go deeper and deeper, from this one sample, from this one sample, from this one sample, from this side one sample, you can easily collect. So this method is suitable for all type of soil. Fine soil, gravel soil, dense soil. So it is generally suitable. But the important feature is only for shallow depth. That is very important. Okay. So biggest advantage is that. What is the advantage? So it is soil strata can be inspected in their natural condition. Okay. For what is this inspection is? What is that? Inspected in natural condition. See here. There are two methods. Let us say I will draw here. This is open excavation. Okay, open excavation. You excavate. Okay, you excavate and you come here and you inspect this soil. Whether it is a disturbed? No, it is appearing in natural condition. Here this soil is disturbed and taken out, but this portion and this portion is not at all disturbed. So what is this one? Here soil strata can be inspected in the natural condition. If you take a boring method means what? There will be some instrument which are taken inside. No person can go. So this will go deep and collect this one. This will rotate and go inside. This will penetrate and go inside because it has got a sharp object. Okay, it will go and penetrate and collect the sample. Whether it is in natural condition? No. For this type of method, no natural condition of soil strata. But for open excavation, natural condition is available. So natural condition is available. Now just we will recall what are the things. Here it is the cheapest method. What we are discussing, open excavation. It is cheapest method, suitable for shallow depth up to 3 meters. Okay. Cost increases with depth. You understand this much. As the depth increases, cost increases in a rapid way. Okay. Next is it will expose the subsurface conditions thoroughly. Soil samples can be collected various level. It is suitable for all soils. It is suitable for all soils, and important advantage is soil can be studied in its natural condition. Soil can be studied in its natural condition. Samples can be taken conveniently. Okay, taken conveniently. So for this trial pit, we have seen this diagram. We have seen this diagram. It is an example for open pit. It is an example for open pit excavation. Okay, so like this you can excavate. Typical size 1.2, 1.2, 2.4. Okay, so length, this is length, breadth, this is breadth, and this is depth. Okay, LBD. Okay. Next type of method, boring method. Here instruments are going to utilized. So we have three types: auger boring, auger and shell boring, wash boring. Auger boring, auger and shell boring, wash boring. Okay. This is a typical auger instrument. It is called as auger. Okay, this is called as auger. So there may be different type of augers, and when you come to this diagram, we will go next see is auger and shell arrangement. Okay, so here auger means a device which will rotate or penetrate inside. It will go inside the ground and collect the samples. It is helical auger. Can you see the shape? It is a helical in nature. Here it is called as a post hole auger. Means what? Here there is a clamp arrangement, or here there is a small gate, small sliding gate is there. So as it penetrate inside, this will open, soil will get collected here, and it is taken above. Okay, so that is called as post hole augers. So it is called as post hole augers. Okay. Now when you come to this one, auger and shell, this is called as auger and this is called as auger and shell. See here, boring type of method is nothing but it is going to excavate, and that instrument is going to be inside the soil or penetrated inside the soil, and it collects the sample. You understand? So this methodology is called as boring type of methodology. What is happening here? Some instrument is made, penetrated through the earth, and it will get inside, and there it will collect the sample, and that instrument is again taken back. From on the ground surface, the soil is taken for a sample study, and properties are conducted, tested in the laboratory. But the soil what you have taken, it is not in its natural condition, no natural condition, disturbed condition. You will get the samples in disturbed condition. Okay. Here, if you see this diagram, I will make it a bigger one. Okay. So for easy understanding, here you can see, I will leave this one. First is auger, that is okay. Only two type of instruments were there. Here you can see auger and shell arrangement. What is happening? There is one casing outside. It is called as casing. Okay. So it is also called by the name sand pump. What is this? Auger is also there, and there is a shell. Shell means some instrument is there which is going to conduct the sample or taking the sample. Outside there is some encasing or protection is given. So this protection we generally call it as a shell, no? Shell. So for egg there is a protective cover. What we call it as? It's called as a shell of the egg, no? So like that, some instrument is there to cover that one. We have some protective shell. What is auger? Auger is a collecting instrument. Okay, which collects the soil sample. But shell is what? It is encased. So this total assembly, it's called as auger and shell arrangement. Auger and shell boring. Boring, by the word we have seen, boring means some instrument is going inside the earth surface and getting the samples. So we have some pistons here. All these are mechanical components. Nothing much detail we should study this one. Try to understand the mechanism. Okay, some piston arrangement is there, some trap wall is there. What do you mean by this trap wall? It is when it is going downward direction, it is going to be opened so that it is going to be collected. Okay, I will just explain. When it is going downward, it can be open so that the soil is get inside and trapped. Soil is going to get inside and trapped. But when you are taking this instrument above, okay, when you are removing from the ground, this wall or this portion is not going to be open. Okay, it is locked. So that is why we are calling it as trap wall. It is trapping the soil. It is trapping the soil collected. It is going to collect the soil. Collect the soil. Okay, so other types are also there. We will see in this one. First, we are going to study this auger boring. First, what diagram we have seen now? Some helical shape was there. Helical shape was there, and another one was there. Trap wall was there, no? Trap wall like this. Okay, so there, auger boring is generally used for cohesive soil. It is used for cohesive soil, soft soil, above the water table. But when you encounter some water table, it is not going to work, or it is not going to give the correct results. So only above the water table, auger boring is suitable. Auger boring is suitable. Hand augers are used for lesser depth, that is up to 6 meter. But for greater depth, mechanical operated augers can be used. For mechanical operated, these can be used for greater depth. Okay. Here, very important term. Samples recovered from the soil brought up by these augers are badly disturbed. Okay, badly disturbed, and they are going to useful only for identification purpose. Only for identification purpose. What do you mean by this one? Whatever sample it is going to get from the earth, it is in a natural condition or it is in a disturbed condition. I hope you have understood this point. Open excavation, directly natural condition, whereas boring methods are always in badly disturbed condition. Badly disturbed condition, we can only identify purpose. Okay, these things, boring methods are only useful for identification purpose. Means what? Whatever soil it has got from the underneath, and from by observing them, you can only tell whether it is a fine soil, whether it is a black cotton soil, whether it is a moram, okay, whether it is a alluvial soil. So only for identification purpose it is used. Only for identification purpose. So auger boring, what are the points? Above the water table, only this method is suitable. It can be used for cohesive soft soil. Both type of mechanisms are used. What is that? For lesser depth, hand augers. For greater depth, mechanical augers. Whatever samples you are using, that are all disturbed condition and only used for identification purpose. Only used for identification purpose. Okay, is it okay? Auger boring. So for auger boring, so these two are the reference diagram. These two are the reference diagram. Okay. So I will give everything, but concentrate on the lecture first. Attend all the videos. Okay. Here in auger and shell boring, what we have seen, these are cylindrical augers. These are cylindrical augers, and these have shells with cutting edge. With the cutting edge teeth or lower end can be used for making deep borings. So what are the words? These have cutting edge, these have teeth, or lower end can be used for making deep borings. Okay, so where we have seen here. Okay, so the lower end, where is that lower end? This is the lower end, this is the lower end. These have cutting edge, means what? When you enlarge this one, this will be like this, cutting edge, sharp edge. sharp edge.